listening to the Getting Salty Experience podcast.
Bam, 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 put the fire out. Put the fire out. Put the fire out. And we are back. Welcome back to the self-proclaimed best first responder podcast in the world. It's the only one that brings that firehouse, kitchen table, the day room, all of that to you guys.
And away we go.
And away we go.
Are you going to yell at anybody again? Are you going to still keep yelling at everybody? What's going to happen?
What did I yell at last time?
You just yelled at me and Petey.
Oh, I hurt his feelings. I hurt his feelings a little bit. I'm
just saying, because if I would have said that, they'd be marching on the streets. You know what I mean? But
like they did today over the Brooklyn Bridge.
That's correct.
Well, we're going to get into that.
Usually I'm the maniac. Usually I'm the crazy maniac. Now all of a sudden, we're going to have...
Pete, did I yell at all?
No, really. I don't know.
When Ruffy's got something to say, he's like, Coops, we got to tighten the bolts, Coops. Coops, we got to tighten the bolts.
Yeah. That's his line. We got to tighten the bolts, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's Lieutenant Hurt Feelings pants. That's right, Mike. Lieutenant Hurt Feelings pants.
I call it as I see it. That's all. I'm not afraid to call it.
You do? All right. Well, before we call it, we got a couple of things to do first. Pete, you want to do the plug for Chief 360? You want to do the Pledge of Allegiance first, bro?
I think we should just get into the plug first, and then we'll do the pledge.
All right, go ahead, shoot it. Shoot
all
the J.
Right. Well, you guys all know Chief 360 is our sponsor, and here we go. Are your responders slowed down using outdated or unreliable technology? Chief 360 enhances operation with technology products that reduce response times and increase situational awareness. Chief 360 Station Alert is the most affordable and reliable alerting system on the market. Designed with health and cardiac wellness in mind, it uses escalating tones to alert and wake up responders. The system also uses both CAD and tone dispatching to ensure rapid, reliable alerting. Chief 360 Mobile offers an easy-to-use interface to get responders fast and accurate dispatching into the palm of their hands. When every second counts, rely on Chief 360. Check them out now at chief360.com. Again, that is chief360.com.
Wow.
Nice.
Amazing. Yep. That was amazing.
All
right, Pete, let's get right into the pledge, bro, before we forget, because we always forget. And this is a very patriotic show. So take it, bro.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen, brother.
Boom.
Best country in the history of this world. Amen.
That's right.
And before I forget, 21 Truck Tillman, I did get your message. I was away camping with the boys. I'll reach out to you tomorrow. How you like them apples?
You know what's funny? I've said the pledge, 1 billion times, right? And every single time I do it on the show, I think I'm going to forget it. I get nervous.
Really?
And my nerves
I can
just
see
go,
that, though.
My nerves just go. That's what's going on in my brain. I've said it 1 billion times in my life. I shouldn't be so nervous, and I'm like the most patriotic prick out there. But I get nervous. I think I'm going to forget it. I haven't yet.
Wow. All right. So listen, we're going to discuss a few things. We're going to try not to get hot topics. We're going to try not to get too much, our 2 cents, too much into the political weeds. All right. We all know how we feel on this show. And this is another thing I want to talk about before we get rolling on this. We're trying to build this show, this community. It's more than really a show. It's really a community of like-minded, like-thinking people. And you can't rely on the news anymore to give you your news, because it's always motivated, politically charged, or motivated by money. Both sides. It is. They have constituents. They have all the people who try to make money. So we have to rely on each other to get news, bro. And the only way we're going to do it is because We live it. We're out there doing it. We're out there serving the community. Not like these assholes sitting behind a desk, spouting out some nonsense. We all know it's nonsense. That's why we got to try to build this. We got to make this into something huge where we're all the same type. We're all looking at the same thing. We're all going in the same direction. And basically, we really got to take our country back, man, because it's off the rails and they're trying to take it from us. So, like we said, we're going to talk about a few hot topics. We're going to try not to get too far into the weeds with politics.
I want to throw one thing I want to add on that. Oh. It's not a political thing, but the way the founders founded our nation is that we had an involved citizenry. It's not like, okay, we got a country now, everybody lay back, go vote once in a while, and then call it a day. It is way more than that. Like, for example, let's take my favorite topic, the Second Amendment. They put that in place not for hunting, because if you didn't hunt back in those days, that was a way of life, that was a way of eating, that was a way of living, right? And they put that in place as a last resort for a tyrannical government, right? So you give the people the power ultimately, because there's always going to be more of us than there are of them, So it's an involved citizenry that we have a country. It's a bottom-up structure. It's the first time in the history of the world that we did that. We're losing that. You're right, Kev.
And you know what? You have to look at other countries. Like my father-in-law is from the Philippines, third world country, right? And he says, that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to take all your guns away, because once they have all the guns and you have nothing, game over. It's over.
Right.
They have all the power. They have all the
control. It would take a long time to get the guns, though, don't you think?
Yeah. And why don't you talk to Australia about that and see how they feel about it?
And they didn't fight back. It would take a long time to get everybody vaccinated. Oh, wait a minute. That's
our first. There we go. All right. So, Pete, why don't you jump right into our first topic then, bro? And listen, before we forget, if you want to get your thoughts out there, Pete, the super chat. If you want to get your
hit us up in the super chat if you guys have any questions that you absolutely have to have us address or anything like that. You guys know the deal. Super chat's there. It helps us out a lot. But Mike Stallings is actually coming out with one going, not a super chat, but he's asking when Alec Baldwin's going to get on the. And we're going to talk about that tonight, actually. So
swinging and miss, he struck him out.
We're going to do a.
Can we just start with that one, dude?
We're going to do a special podcast with him behind bars, and we'll interview him. You want to start with that one?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Okay. So does first let's encapsulate the story for everyone, as everyone has probably heard it. If you haven't, Alec Baldwin on the set of a low budget film called Rust out in New Mexico were shooting, and someone handed him a firearm with a live round in it. That was the AD, the assistant director of the set, and he shot through the director of photography, killed her, and shot into the clavicle of the director of the set because they were behind the camera. It was one of these shots that kind of looked like with the guns, like, a Pulp Fiction-y kind of shot, guns there, and he shot them both, killed one. And first of all, that's a
well, this is what I wanted to ask you, people. With all that other, how in the heck
does that happen?
Every few years you hear something about this happening, right? Like, if it's a fake gun, if it has caps in it, what I don't understand what is coming out of the fucking gun.
Fake gun. I think it's a real gun that's got blanks in it, right? It shoots blanks.
Right. So the way it
works.
What
is a blank? Right? A blank is just a cap.
A blank is not a cap. A blank is the cartridge that holds the powder with some paper in front of it.
Without the projectile.
The bullet is the projectile, right? So you still have all that bang behind it and all that. But
so it looks realistic. I got that part.
Let me explain how it works on a real. On a professional set with union armorers, right? So there's prop people, and then there are armorers. Armorers are the folks who handle the weapons, especially when we're talking about a live gun. A live gun can be a gun with blanks on a film set, or a gun with bullets, like live rounds that could kill you, right? And the chain of custody is very important. So what happens is, let's say you're using a live gun in a shot, right? You have it encased in a plastic case with a zip tie on it. The armorer is the only person in charge of that, the only person who has it. Before it goes in the case, it's checked once, it's checked twice, it's checked 3 times for only blanks, right? He pulls it out of the case, ready for the shot, checks it again, hands it to the actor, who's then supposed to check it themselves because they've been taught gun safety on set. Then they hand it back to the armorer, who's supposed to check it. and then hand it back to the actor, and then they take the shot, right? Meaning not the shot, but the film, the shot, right?
Right.
None of that happened here. Apparently, and this is still all being played out, so we may be behind the news right now, but the armorer, apparently the armorer's daughter was out on the site shooting the gun with live rounds off film time, right? And then brought it back. It got into the AD, the assistant director's hands, and he said to Alec Baldwin, "Cold gun. Here you go." Now, on low budget film sets, a lot of people do a lot of crazy shit because it's kind of guerrilla filmmaking. And believe it or not, a $7 million picture is considered a micro budget. So these guys might have been hustling. Here you go, Alec Baldwin, cold gun. And the guy didn't check it, just assumed it was cold and shot.
All right. So again, getting back to my question after all that, what if it's a cold gun or if it's a hot gun? I don't know what the term is, but in the end, only fucking blanks are going in there, right? So what is getting shot out?
No,
there's never a real bullet in there.
Yes, there is a real bullet. He just said that that one of the guy's daughters took it off and was firing live rounds. The what?
The rumor that I'm hearing and the things that
I heard the same thing. Somebody took the gun and was firing live rounds with it somewhere else.
Yes.
Put it back with live rounds
in it
and not caps. But the question is, then some onus does fall on Alec Baldwin because he should have checked it, right? According to procedure, Pete, when
according
it was handed to him.
He should have checked it. And also, ultimately, everything falls on him because he is the executive producer of the shoot. And it's his production company who's behind the whole thing. And Louis, it was a live round that killed the woman. And it's I think it was a 44 Magnum. So it went through the one woman. She was this little thing.
So all those guys in the past, all those guys, Brandon Lee, right? All those guys that got shot, those were real bullets in a gun?
No. Sometimes blanks can actually injure or kill someone as well. The wad, the paper that's stuffed in the front doesn't burn out. It can act as if a projectile as well. And now QC Beast is in the chat. He's saying, thank you, Dave Toes, for the for $50. My God, for the pledge. I appreciate you. God bless you. He goes, why would you put a live bullet into a prop gun? First of all, there's a difference between a prop gun and a live gun that you would use, right? A prop gun is unfireable, right? That's a prop gun. It's not a real live weapon. But the ones that you're seeing shooting,
I understand.
Is a live weapon that can be used to shoot either blanks or real bullets, right? What we're saying is that this young lady or someone took the gun offset.
Yeah, I got you. That
because they're in the middle of the desert to shoot. Yeah, I know. But you know what happens? People get excited. They see these guns. Oh, I want to shoot a 44. This is cool. I mean, it's just it's really sad.
That's absolutely absurd.
And I got to say this. I can tell you from my own experience as a director of photography, that's my title. I've been put into very compromising situations that I've actually had to say no in. And many people walked off this set due to gun safety issues prior. As a matter of fact, the morning of that shooting, half the set walked off and they were replaced with non-union crew.
So obviously we're all pro gun. Was he a pro gun guy? No, he's not.
Alec Baldwin is one of the most anti-gun guys. As a matter of fact, an old surface of his retweeted. That's an old tweet of his resurfaced that said, I wonder what it must feel like to kill. I forgot the line. To kill a person unnecessarily.
I mean, not for nothing, but no matter what the guy's thought is, I mean, to have something like that horrible. In the end, the girl died, right? I mean,
she was.
As much as you hate the guy, I mean, I don't give a shit about the guy, but most people don't like him just because he's against that. But
right,
well,
you don't wish that on him.
I don't wish that on him, but
no way.
He's a dick in general, but that shouldn't happen to anybody. But yeah, like you said, he should have checked it. Big guy. Maybe
I can't even believe that would even be a possibility. Like,
yeah.
At this stage of the game, like you would think, all right, in the 30s or 40s, yeah, we're going to use a live gun, but we're going to use blanks. And then something happens and somebody gets killed. And everybody says, you know what? We got to come up with a better idea. You know what I mean? Like this don't look like a fucking good idea because any shit could happen.
I'll tell you, I never thought that I would be hanging off the side of a cliff by my belt one day when the producer wanted the shot of like the cliff going over the cliff. And, we didn't have any stuntmen there and no one to rope me in with any kind of rappelling gear or anything like that. I just had my business partner holding me by my leather belt, or at the time, this was a long time ago, leather belt, holding me and leaning back, a $20 Gap belt when I had all my weight leaning over a freaking cliff.
You're hanging over a cliff, hanging on by your weight belt, but you're running down the street from 2 cents a fire in your house. I don't understand that. I don't get it.
I'm saying, I was smoking a cigar in his basement.
Yeah. Whoa! Big fire out of block.
Save yourself out of the way.
Yeah, I've done some dumb. All of us have been put. Every cameraman I know has been put into very bad positions. And unfortunately, this young lady, she was 42. That was just the beginning of her career.
I heard that story.
Terrible.
That sucks. That's
she was
horrible.
beautiful too. Nice. That's a really nice young lady. It's really sad. So anyway, that's what happened. Right. I mean, we're talking about
Loot. Now that's the best money I've spent. Moving on.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm ready to move on. Anyway,
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's talk about the more important one that I'm sure everybody's going to
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you guys know that today there was a massive anti-mandate, not anti-vax, anti-vaccine mandate protest across the Brooklyn Bridge by all of the COVID vaccine, city workers. There was about 50,000 of them. And if you guys want, I have a little news article here.
Wasn't that many? I heard. I don't think it was that many.
The protest was set to end in front of City Hall. Actually, New York City municipal employees marched across the Brooklyn Bridge against COVID vaccine mandate. The protest was set to end in front of City Hall on the Manhattan side of the bridge and was billed as an anti-mandate protest on behalf of nearly 50,000 NYC employees who have yet to be vaccinated. Thousands of demonstrators poured over the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah,
police
I don't
officers.
think they have 50,000 out there.
No. To firefighters, to sanitation workers, paramedics, and public school teachers. Some were vaccinated, some were not. All of them were opposed to mandated vaccinations for municipal workers in New York City.
Yep.
And they'll lose their jobs. Actually, they'll be put on placed on unpaid leave by Friday at 5 p.m. if they don't show at least one dose.
That's this Friday. What happened with the Chicago police that was supposed to show at least one dose?
Well, I know Philadelphia got they took it to court and they won.
All right.
Well, Beetlejuice. Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, asked.
Beetlejuice.
Don't say her name 3 times.
No.
She asked the sheriffs of the Illinois Sheriff's Department to fill in those roles, essentially to scab for them, and they told her to suck it. No way, we're not doing that.
My thing with this whole, we're not, again, I don't want to get too far down in this thing, but we're all vaccinated, the 3 of us, right?
Yeah.
So I took the vaccination a year ago, whatever it was. I don't even know when it was. Probably about a year ago, because it was billed as it was safe, and I wasn't going to get it. Right now, I get it. You could. I don't follow the news. I don't know what's going on with the thing. I know it's all over the place, but I understand that things change. Right? They can't. Nothing is a guarantee. Right? So the thing changed, and now you could still get it. Why on earth, for me, in my mind, do we have to pay people $500 to get vaccinated, right? That throws up a red flag to me, because you could still get it if you get the shot. So what's the benefit? The benefit is supposedly that it's only less severe. So I don't understand. Now they're going to stick, they want you to take a booster, but I don't understand paying people. I don't understand why we have to pay somebody $500 or pay somebody.
Just try to incentivize people to get it.
But I don't
really give a shit. I don't really give a shit if you believe in it. If you don't, the whole thing is you shouldn't force people to take it. Well, because in the beginning,
you're bribing people.
Basically you're bribing people. Yeah. So in the beginning, when this was first going down, firemen were essential workers, cops were essential workers, right? There was no vaccine, so we were, interacting with people. A lot of guys were getting sick. We were, big heroes. Oh, the first responders. The heroes. Now you want to fire them because you're going to force them to get something, but you didn't give 2 shits if they were
but
working.
You can still get it. I don't understand. You could still get it.
I can get less.
And you could still die from it with the shot. So what's the point?
I got the vaccine and I still got it. Do I think it lessened the severity of it? Maybe it could have. Whatever. Do I think it's going to make it go away quicker? Probably. But just like the flu vaccine, that's not 100%. They're lucky if you get 40% with the flu vaccine. So if you want to leave it up to the people to get it, whether they want it or not, I could care less about that part of it. Well, don't force fucking people to get it is my problem. There's
a few things here, right? So number one, let's talk about the facts of what the vaccine, quote unquote vaccine, will do for you, right? Number one, like you said, it seems that you can still get the vaccine. You can still get the virus if you have been vaccinated. So that brings up a question. Does this mean that it's a real vaccine? You know what I mean? Because I've been vaccinated for measles, mumps, and rubella, and I've never gotten any of that, or polio, right?
So well, that's two different things.
That's a disease.
That's an immunization.
So right. Calling it a vaccine, I think, is not necessarily.
They call the flu a vaccine too. Flu vaccine,
well,
which is really not.
It's not a flu shot. Exactly. Right. So that's the problem, because there are still people out there, some people that I know very well, who believe that, and I had a whole long conversation over dinner the other night. Oh yeah, no, it protects you against getting sick, you know, and maybe it does a little bit, but generally speaking, people are like you, Kev, are getting vaccinated and getting sick. So that we have to set the facts straight about that. Also, you're spreading it as well. Plus, if you have natural immunity, which I had prior to getting the shot, you have 13 times better, according to Pfizer. According to Pfizer, you have 13 times better immunity than you would with the shot alone, right? You have natural immunity is better essentially than that. Why is no one being granted a pass essentially if you have natural immunity, like I did? You know, that's a big problem as well. So yes, why are we mandating it? And now they're talking about vaccinating the kids now in the first couple weeks of November.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's become such a straight political thing? Why do you think it's?
Here's the thing: you can't.
It's straight on the political line. If I talk to somebody who's going to fight,
well, here's the thing that's fucked. You can't go out when you're running for office and saying you wouldn't get the vaccine. It's dangerous. I wouldn't get it. And then once you get elected president and vice president, you have to get, not only should you get it, you have to get it. That's when you politicize things like that, people will be like, fuck you, I'm not going to get it now, man. You know, why would I get it if you're going to flip flop like that or politicize it?
That's what I think.
To get it, you're not going to get people who want to take it.
Somebody brought up a point I just saw in the chat. If we were required to take the hepatitis shot to get on the job in the 90s, were we required for that?
We were, because when we went to SOC, we had to get the other hepatitis shots. Yeah, but you
don't get it.
I want to be in SOC. I said I want to be in SOC. I'm going to get. We did the extended blood work.
Right. If I didn't want to get it,
guys would be taking 5 things of blood. If you're in the special operations, you go to hazmat. It's like 11 things of blood. You fall on the floor, you know. But I wanted to be there, so that's my choice, right? I wasn't getting fired. My choice.
I mean, also, I think a lot of people are hesitant because this is still very new. We don't know what the long-term effects are.
Well, again, they've already been wrong. So they've been wrong a few times already with it. So you get where the skepticism, where before, like Koobs just said, before the election, all those people were saying the exact opposite, but now they're saying the exact opposite, because they're in power. So that's what makes people skeptical. Obviously, that's why politics pisses people off and divides people so much, is because there's no common sense to the guy. The guy, you have him on tape saying one thing, and either way, Republican or Democrat, and then now you flip it.
Well, let me show you guys
exactly the opposite.
Let me show you guys a quick video, all right, that I just pulled up, and this is something that I've known about for many, many years in television, being someone who's been in it for 27 years, better part of my whole life. So this should put things in perspective, I think.
America is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch, sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer. Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
CNN
Listen, I get the money, man. I get the money part.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
I mean, it just doesn't end, though. Look.
Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Aaron Burnett.
You sure that's legit. Like I never trust these things that people post up because
no, this is legit. So you guys.
I mean, somebody could make that in their basement. You know what I'm saying?
No.
People go crazy.
No, that's not the case. So. If you look at the majority of the commercials today, I was getting a haircut, right? So I was sitting there and
very nice, by the way. Looks great.
Thank you. So we were sitting there bullshitting, and in the time that I took about a half an hour, there was vaccination commercial after vaccination.
Oh my God, yeah.
After whatever name of the Ultera may cause anal leakage. We've all seen the commercials, right?
Yeah.
When a good half, at least, of your income as a network comes from the ad dollars of Pfizer, or Moderna, you're already compromised in terms of your news and your journalistic integrity.
Well, listen, I've said that about politics from the get-go. You can't accept contributions from somebody, right? No matter how much the money is, because when you get into power, you owe somebody something, right? I mean, all those companies, they've been doing that since our existence. And I said, obviously this is the same scenario, right? I mean, you see who worked for the FDA or who worked for the CDC and now works for those companies, right? You see it. I don't know all the facts. I don't know nothing about it, but I know that happens, right? Yeah. So right there, that throws up a red flag. So I get why my daughter doesn't want to get it, right? She's one of the few people in her school that doesn't have it. And she's taken, people are, like seagulling her. I don't know if we talked about that on the show, but she's
bullying her, basically bullying her.
Right. They're discriminating against her, basically. So to the point where, if it was any other thing, any other scenario, people will be marching in the streets, right? But all of a sudden,
she has her rights and safe space.
All her friends. My body, my choice, right? When it comes to abortion and this and all this stuff. And listen, I get it. I don't give a shit what you do. But now all of a sudden, it's not that anymore. And that double standard is what pisses people off. And
I just want to take, I'm sorry to cut you off, Lou. We have to take one quick break. Getting Salty Experience tonight brought to you by Pfizer. That's right. Pfizer medication, the best medication in the world. That's right. Line right up and get both of your shots. They'll get 3 shots. We love it at Pfizer. Sorry about that, gentlemen. Sorry.
So go get your fucking vaccine, all right?
That's probably the funniest thing you've done so far in the year.
My God.
No?
My God.
I'm going to say this too. Watch. Well, the Lucky Strikes was funny. When it does Tivadar, it's funny too. So you watch. I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to make any accusations, but let's see if any money winds up in Fauci's hands or somewhere, bro. Because this amount of vaccines across the world, they're making money. Somebody's making money.
Oh, and now they want to stick a booster in you too. Come on, man! Come on, man.
Let me flip this. Let me flip this around for you guys. All right. Real quick,
it's not common sense for me
because I want to go to the other side of the coin here. I think we're 50-50 in the population, more or less, in terms of who wants to get vaccinated versus who doesn't. So now, what about the people who don't feel safe dealing with public servants, right, who are not vaccinated, right? How is that then? How do we integrate non-vaccinated public servants with vaccinated public, right? I mean, in my mind, they should be fine, the public, if they're already vaccinated because they're vaccinated, right? But people want to feel safe and they don't feel safe. So that's the other side of this coin, whether it's political or not,
It's definitely political, but all right.
Political and geshish.
That's a Scott Old. All right, next topic.
Yeah. I got what I'm going to throw out there. I want to see what the people in the audience say, because this has a direct impact on the Firehouse. Through the many years, I'm one of those guys who I watch what I eat, right? So should the Firehouse cook special meals for guys who say religiously don't eat pork or don't eat this or don't eat that? Should there be special consideration for guys who don't eat what's on the menu in the Firehouse? What say you, Ruffy Rafrano?
What made you bring that one up?
I don't know. Just fucking came into my head.
Well, I mean, it was always the thing, everybody was, what we're making is what we're making, right? I don't think I would make it special, like for somebody who just came into the Firehouse. I mean, when I first think about it, like if a probie came in, and he didn't eat that,
and
we were making that, then he's got to get something else. Like, that's not up to, but as far as, if the senior man doesn't eat pork or seafood, you weren't making a seafood, medley over pasta,
when he was working,
right? So the whole idea is that you got to earn that part, right? You got to earn that. You don't just get that just from plopping on the job. That's the way I would think it, like the way it seems is that, you come on the job, whatever the thing is, you don't have to cut your hair. You don't have to shave. You don't have to, I mean, just because you don't eat a certain thing doesn't mean we stop eating. I wouldn't make it purposely, to torture you, but
not that that's ever been done.
No, of course. But again, why would you do that? Why would you torture somebody? If they were being a jackass, you know what I'm saying? If they were, you wouldn't do that to somebody who kept his mouth shut and just went about his business and took care of business. You would say, hey, listen, you don't eat chicken. We're going to make a steak for you tonight. You would work around that guy to get him what he wanted because he was doing the right thing. Right.
Right.
I mean, in the end, that's the way I felt. If you were doing the right thing, I would do anything for you. So it didn't matter.
Right. So it's all about the circumstance and all about the person himself. Correct.
Right. It's almost like a test, right? You don't come out and say, well, I don't eat that, and then go to EEO. Right. I mean, they tried to make me eat a hot dog or some shit like that. You know what I mean? That's not how it works. You take care of business, you keep your mouth shut, and it will work out for you. But
social graces is what you're talking about in part as well, right? Like, when I'm on a film set and everyone's sitting there and ordering lunch, a lot of times some guys get into this shit. I'll have the half-calf, decaf twist with a lime, and I'll also take the, whatever. And
you're like, coffee and shut up.
Get a coffee and shut your pie hole. You're getting a free meal.
So what I would do, that's why I would cook most of the time when I worked, because I would have no problem frying the shit out of cutlets for the guys, chicken cutlets in the greasiest oil, but I would pull 3 or 4 of my own cutlets on the side and put them in the broiler, and I would eat, I'd put a little sauce on the top, but I was cooking, so I wasn't asking anybody to do any favors for me. If that's what they want, I'll put as much cheese and fatty oil in that bad boy as you want, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Again, if somebody had put it in the chat, if somebody was allergic to something or whatever it was, right? Seafood, some people can't eat shellfish or something like that. Obviously,
right.
You're going to try and do that.
Like Bobby Salvesen couldn't even be in the same room with.
Yeah, he couldn't even be with a shrimp or something or a crab or something. Holy Christ!
So allegedly, possibly, could be guys would rub shrimp on the phone and call.
Salvo outside phone.
Salvo outside phone.
Oh shit!
Yeah. But what about Mike Milner? Maybe he wanted, something kosher. I don't know. Maybe he couldn't eat the swine. You know what I'm saying, bro?
I don't know. He does. I think Mikey Milner strikes me as the kind of guy that puts the ish in Jewish. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I don't think he gave a shit, Mikey. He's in there. I don't know.
No, he didn't care. No way. I mean, he would stir the pot and get you twisted, I'm sure, but.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
None of you guys ever lived with him, though, right? So we don't know.
No, I never. I mean, we worked with him, but we never lived with him like in the firehouse for a long time.
Yeah. Milner says he eats pork. Says Irene. Pork is the other white meat. Yeah. So I live with Jewish folks, and we just ate a pork meal tonight, actually. So
what?
I told you they put the ish in Jewish. They like bacon too. Oh yeah.
What kind of Jews are you living with, bro?
Yeah, like very, whatever. It's like the way most of us are Catholic. Like, oh yeah, I'm big Catholic. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't eat meat on Friday during Lent. I'm a Catholic. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
That's what the
next topic. We had another topic.
So
yes, we did. This was your one. You came up with this one. No,
me.
One of you did. I don't know. I sue everybody. I don't know.
The e-bikes, boys. The e-bikes. So the FDNY issues a warning in wake of e-bike batteries. Fire investigators issued a warning for e-bike riders Monday following an alarming pattern of battery-sparked fires in New York City. The FDNY puts out photos from 4 fires the department says were started by lithium-ion batteries all in the past week. The recent incidents have fire officials warning New Yorkers to be careful when charging and storing the batteries. Lithium-ion batteries store a large amount of energy and can pose a threat if not treated properly. Like any product, a small number of these batteries are defective. They can overheat, catch fire, or explode the department said in a social media post. So they responded to a bunch of different fires basically this past week. It brought up, you know what it brought up in my mind when I saw this on FireWire was the Teslas and cars like that with big lithium-ion batteries in them, right? A guy on the show once said that it takes about 30,000 gallons to put out one of those fires. So as firefighters, how are we dealing with, not me, I'm saying, how are you dealing with this now? Like how do firefighters deal with Teslas and
electric cars? You have to ask somebody who's still working. Don't ask me.
You know, I remember that was happening a lot with those
scooters.
Hoverboards. The hoverboards. It was happening. There was a few fires that were pretty, I don't know if they were bad but they were started with the battery on that thing. Now, what is that? Just when you're charging it? Like, that's kind of, what's in an e-cigarette? Is that a lithium battery?
Yeah, everything's kind of got lithium batteries. There used to be NiCad, like nickel cadmium, but those don't hold enough juice and enough current for a lot of the products that we're using. Like those hoverboards got a lot of zip to them, you know, and so do the electric skateboards and e-bikes as well. Obviously the cars. So, you know, you need a lot of output and even the airsoft guns that I use, you know, like even that stuff is all.
Does a cell phone has the same thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you hear a cell phone. I mean, I try not to keep my phone charged at night just because I hear if it's charged, you know, if the charger's in it and getting juice, it could. I guess that's the same thing with the e-cigarette, right? You've seen all those crazy people running around with the thing in their pocket right on fire.
Yeah.
My kids got those hoverboards for Christmas, and I was charging them in my glass room that I got there. And when I put them outside, finally cleaned up the room, there's a giant burn hole in the carpet. I'm like, holy shit.
Come on, really?
I'll take a picture and show you. I'm like, holy shit, the kids were charging them in there, and that thing could have caught up, you know?
Dude, that ain't no joke.
Yeah, they're out in a shed now.
So I wonder, is it a hazmat thing? Like, have we found like, you know, like another job for hazmat to be concerned with? Is it like a thing that you use foam to put it out, like, or is it something that has to burn out if you're using 30,000 gallons of freaking water on it? You know, that is not efficient or fast.
We're gonna have to make a training show about that. Get somebody on who knows about these Tesla vehicles or these. What
are you guys saying in the chat, Petey? There's a lot of people commenting there.
I'm looking around, and we'll get to the next thing that MC's talked about in a second. It's sort of to tag on to the vaccine thing.
What did Hank just say? Hank just said something there. I believe, Paulie Rogers, who was the authority on lithium batteries. He was a hazmat lieutenant. Had a meeting with FDNY staff today with the chiefs to discuss lithium battery operations.
And then FDNY chiefs just had a training session on lithium-ion battery fires today at the Rock, including actual battery fires and use of cell block extinguishing device.
There we go. Look at this is what I'm talking about. You want real information and real news? What is Walter Lewis saying there? There you go. Another guy.
Isolate. Okay, so Walter Lewis is saying IAFC and other agencies have advocated for the extinguishment techniques. Isolate if possible. Lots of water.
That I know.
Expect reignition. Foam works, but isn't the absolute. So this may call for some new technology.
That's got to be the same as we used to get those car fires, right, Coobs, with the magnesium, right? They would never go out. You'd have to pour water on it.
It'd be like fireworks, though.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yep.
How the hell does Molay have that information?
He's got his finger on the pulse. Look at him, that old fart. I think his wheelchair's got that kind of battery. So when he's scooting around Florida, he has to know.
Eli say Tesla recommends copious amounts of water. Runoff may be acidic, so you might have that, Petey, with the hazmat. You know, they might have to do that.
Yeah, it feels like a job for hazmat, like he'd be eating through their boots, like our guy who was
in Tennessee.
Yeah, because those servers have batteries in them too, and all that the Pentagon servers that were hit were leaking that battery acid that ate through their boots. It's insane.
I don't know what Lith-X and Metal-X is. FDNY has certain units with Lith-X and Metal-X. Is that foam or is that like a powder or something, an extinguisher?
I don't know. Ford truck, Frederick Schultz. Give me a little more information, bro.
Metal X Class D works. Somebody has that. Wrote that there. Ford truck wrote that. I don't know what that is. I'm out. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's got to be powder, I would imagine.
Foam is being investigated for cancer. Foam is being investigated for cancer-causing content. So all this shit's going to cause cancer, but you got to get this tell them to put the fucking fire out. That's the, like if you got a big Tesla burning.
Yeah, it's a powder.
Yeah.
Metal X is the powder. There you go. See, this is what I'm talking about. The real news is out there with people doing it the real way every day, bro. If you want something, you want news, come here.
Albanese, he ain't doing it. He's retired.
No.
He's still working?
I don't know. Yeah.
At any rate, everyone.
Look at it, Hank. No way.
Look at it. That's the funniest thing he's ever said.
That might be the funniest thing Hank ever said.
Uses those batteries.
Your old lady's mixer uses those batteries. I know something else that uses those batteries.
Hey.
Yeah,
forget about it.
Lithium-ion batteries, guys. That's a new one. There's two more things. So to tack on to the vaccine mandates.
Nola said I used to snort that stuff.
MC's asked the question. He's asked if any of us are following the Kyrie Irving situation. And it's the same kind of discussion.
Yeah, it's the same scenario. Without getting back into that, that's the same.
It is, but story. You know what? I will tell you something. One thing that we didn't touch on was the cultural significance of those stories. And I think it's really important that people are out there saying no. It's just not an overly utilized term these days. No, we're not doing that. Fuck off. Like Kyrie Irving's like, I don't have to play basketball. I'm good. So,
well, I think I checked recently and he's made 170 million so far. So if he doesn't want to play basketball, he really doesn't have to. You know what I mean? Yeah. He has the luxury, but the guy, the fireman who's going to work with got 3 kids.
You're telling guys to say no.
Yeah, the guy who's got 3 kids and
this is his only job. He's got no choice.
Kyrie Irving, who's made 170 million already. You know
he's got $170 in the bank.
Which is why what those folks who went across the Brooklyn Bridge today did was even that much more courageous and that much more important. But culturally, we actually need a lot of those types, the Kyrie Irving types, to stand up and say enough is enough. So I think it's not. It's not the same, but in a way it is. That's my opinion, MCs.
Well,
since you're asking,
my point is that I'm vaccinated, right? You're vaccinated. I'm not expecting anybody to, run the gauntlet for me, right?
Right.
That's on them. That's up to them.
Plenty of vaccinated people have, though. They've plenty of vaccinated people.
I got that point. But I'm saying I'm not asking anybody. It's not about the vaccine. It's about that. Whatever they want, what's best for their family, whatever's best for them, that's their life, right? It has nothing to do with the Constitution. It has nothing to do about freedom. It doesn't have anything. It does have to do with freedom, obviously, but that's on them. The same way every other decision for every other family and every other person is on them. That's what makes the world go round, right? So I don't know how we got into this where that's not the case anymore.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but Susie wants to know if I wear masks when we go out. No, I don't wear masks. I don't believe in them. Anybody who tells me, I usually tell them in a nice way to go scratch their ass. You know what I mean? So that's what Susie wants to know.
I only wear a mask when I'm asked to in a private business. I would never otherwise, and usually I don't frequent businesses that require mandated passes or masks. So
I went to Lowe's today. I had it. As I was walking, I go, oh shit! I don't know if I have my mask on. I reach in my pocket. I got it on in my sweatshirt. So I go in, I put it on, but it's like it's like this. The first 10 people I saw, one had a mask and the rest didn't.
So I take it off.
I just kept it around my neck. That's all. Yeah. Nobody said anything, but it didn't even have on the window. Like when you walked in the door, it didn't even have anything. So.
Now, Mike Stallings, we have a mask out there. First, do your old ladies box masks. Get on the website, buddy. Come on. What are you? Come on, man.
If you're going to be a collector item one day.
Yeah, get out there. There's still.
You want to know a collector item? This is a collector item right here.
Oh, that's the old logo. Look at that. Look at you.
Salty dog.
Which one is that? Which shirt is that, bro? Is that the see you at the big one? Oh, it is see you at the big one.
Ooh.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Are you kidding me?
I saw this on eBay. I could probably get like $5 for it.
Only with your sweat on it. It would.
Mike was being sarcastic. You can still buy it, Mike. I'm not afraid. Good.
All right. So last one, and this is going to roll into something else, but this is a bigger picture. All right. DeBlasio and Stringer turn $8 billion. $8 billion with a B in New York City pension funds over to AOC-driven Green New Deal investments.
I like trees. Trees are good.
Representative.
Wait.
What?
Dave Tow's excellent point. Is he right there? Guy, people who you see with masks in the car by themselves, we know how they voted.
It's true.
That's a little strange to me. I don't get it. I don't know.
Come on, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Susie, for you, $6.
Go ahead.
So anyway, they're diverting $8 billion in pension funds, and I'm assuming this is from city workers, meaning FDNY, NYPD, EMS, so on and so forth, to her Green New Deal agenda. And then also, there's another bit of business, Kev, that you just had an in-depth discussion about with someone before we got on the show, and you could go into that. That's about the.
That's about the DeBlasio trying to change the rules actually after we've got hired with their Medicare. I'm just telling guys right now it's been put on hold. Something to do. I'm not at that age yet with Medicare Advantage plan, but they're trying to push you or make you opt out. And it's going to be a bitch. They're asking for a lot of pre-authorizations for stuff. And so I would just say reach out to somebody in the union. Right now it's been put on hold, but get more information on this subject because when you get on the job, we signed on knowing that we're going to not have to pay for the rest of our lives for our medical care. But, according to this, it looks like you're going to have to pay $192 per month if they push you into this this new Medicare Advantage plan as opposed to the old one where it's a non-for-profit. This new one is for profit. So you know where that's going to lead eventually. So right now, if when you turn 65, your Medicare Advantage becomes your Medicare becomes your primary, and GHI becomes your secondary. But there's something going on. I don't have all the facts, but the next show I'm going to put up a Facebook page where you can find out all that information. And information is something.
Well, this was the thing, right, Coops? They tried to skim scam it where you were already in it, right, without having to opt in it, right?
And they said,
then the judge put the kibosh on that, right? Well, that's what I'm saying. That's when things are. It's a skim scam, right? I mean, it's
yeah. It's they didn't give you enough time to opt out, and if people didn't know and they didn't opt out by the 1st of January, you would have had a new medical plan. There would have been changes to your medical plan that you were unaware of. So right now it's on hold. So find out. Like I said, next show I'll have Pete throw it on the bottom. There is a Facebook page that can bring you up to speed on this, and you could get more information. That's what we said. Like information is power, bro. So.
That's what Hank is saying. To keep what you have right now, it's almost $200 a month.
Yeah. Right. And basically that was never, we never had to pay for our shit. You know what I mean? So
I think what was it? Something to do with the unions did. They made the deal, right? I don't know. Again, I don't know 100%, but the people coming on, they did it for the people coming on, not for the retirees. Wasn't that the case?
Oh, that's what they're saying they should have done. If you're already in, you should not have to pay this. But if you want to change it now, then the guys at least know what they're getting into. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I just don't understand also why $8 billion is coming out of a pension fund, which needs to be, topped off.
It's for the trees, Pete. It's for trees.
Right. Well, trees are nice, and they do make paper, which I like to fill with green paper, my pockets with green paper. Nice. But I'm not understanding why city workers are being, scapegoated.
We tried to get off that subject, Pete. We tried to skim right over that one because.
Well, it's pretty important considering that part of the deal. As a city worker, you go, all right, I'll risk my life. I'll put my neck on the line.
No, FDNY and PD aren't in on that.
No?
That's not coming out of their pension.
Uh-oh. Mike Stallings is outing us. He heard a rumor that the Chief Steve puppet is not vaccinated.
That's why he's sitting over there, bro. That's why I don't bring him close to me anymore.
Yeah.
He's got the high five? What does he got over there?
No. He's not vaccinated, so I can't bring him close to me.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. I think he had a mask. I used to have a mask on him back here. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know where it went.
What happened with the Chief Steve song? Where? I thought we had a new one.
No. I sent the lyrics to Pete. I don't know.
We got to work on that.
He hasn't.
I'm not. I told you what was wrong with the lyrics.
Look, what?
There's some offensive stuff in the lyrics that I would.
Now all of a sudden we're going to talk about offensive lyrics. It's all about me, so how could it be offensive?
I don't know. We'll talk about it off air.
Oh my God!
You got to work on a couple of the lines. I don't like them.
What? Oh, okay.
I'm censoring you.
Yeah. All right.
Let's talk about something fun.
Yeah.
Because, who do we got coming up? Let's see who we got coming up this week. Who do we got coming up on Thursday?
You know who we got on Thursday.
Beats. So we got the Beats.
Galleon and Rocco on Thursday, bro.
Yes. What are we going to start off with? Are we going to have like a game show? What are we going to do with them?
No. I got an idea though.
Galleon loves that stuff.
Oh yeah.
He'll just like X out.
Just out. Yep.
That's it. Yep. Holy shit. That would be so funny.
Yep.
All right. So then everyone will tune in for that on Thursday. It's going to be good. And, a couple of legends back and forth.
Oh, we got Cuz coming on. Cuz and yep.
Have you talked to La Rocca?
He just sent me a thing that he watched my speech. He liked it. So, yep. Where is Loot? Where is Loot in the chat? Because he keeps like he's bored here. You got a question, Loot? Shoot it out to me. Shoot it out.
He wants to hear a fire story. What does he want to hear?
I don't know what he wants to hear. He says, "Moving on, bored."
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because we're always answering the same questions over and over and over again, right? Like, how many times have we answered the leather helmet question? And we keep telling you guys, send us your questions, and then tonight. Oh, this episode.
We went to look for the questions. We only had one.
Wait, I want to see how many dislikes we have on this episode.
Mike Kelly said pension should only be invested in best performing stocks, green or not.
Wow. Yep. Hottest wife show. Now, listen. Now Rob's got something here. I got it. I like this idea right here. Let's have the hottest wife's show where you send it. I will be the I will go through all the entries myself. Send in a picture of your old lady. If she's the hottest old lady, you guys get to come on the show. What do you think about that?
Ooh. What
do you think?
No.
But she has to come on in her lingerie. That's
no. Is your old lady coming in her lingerie?
No, of course not. I'm protecting my old lady.
Rob's got a lot of photos. All right, let's have the hottest wife show. Throw it out there. Send it to Coob's podcast. Don't send it to Louis.
You're trying to get hot wives pictures. You didn't get any. Nobody's sending you their wife picture. Nobody.
What are you talking about? We just had a first one. You got one. I haven't even looked. I haven't looked. Yep.
You didn't get
if I look now and there's a couple, I'm gonna. All right.
Then you send them to me.
Nope. Now you don't get to see them.
Well, I need proof.
Yeah. Rob, send them to Coop's podcast at gmail.com. Don't send them to Louis. Yep.
So just a heads up to everybody, tonight was going to be like a normal Q&A. And then we were looking through and there's really just a lot of repeat questions over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, what do I do as a new guy in the firehouse? What about leather helmets, so on and so forth. So if you guys have
Hank wants to know, how about the hottest firefighter AARP division? Nah, listen.
What a good head of hair.
Something tells me that Hank's going to send a picture like George from Seinfeld sent on the bear rug. I'm out on that one.
My God. So tonight we did something a little different, and if we don't like hot topics, a lot of them concern the fire department.
Well, 2 cents. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I mean, it concerned the fire department, especially the vaccine stuff we talked about. That concerned them because your brothers and sisters were marching today, who may not have a job after Friday. And that's pretty
no doubt,
important because they wanted to maintain autonomy over their own bodies. So I don't know what's more important than that. You want to talk about fucking leather helmets Or you want to talk about people putting their fucking lives and careers on the
line?
Take
it easy.
Easy. Now he's fired up all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, the guy's riled up. Now he's riled up. F-bombs. He's throwing F-bombs.
Chief Steve song, and the lyrics are a little too racy. Now he's dropping F-bombs all over the place. Right.
Listen, man.
If my song had something about guns, there would be no problem. It'd be like, no, yeah. Yep.
This is what we
all
need.
Right.
Yep.
Summer. All right, just so everybody knows, tomorrow I'm going to post a little something up. There was the Maspeth fire, October 26, 1962. 6 New York City firemen were killed on 56 Road in Maspeth.
Yep.
So I'll post up a little something, 2:30, I know, 2:38, and 3:25, 1:15. The hell are you laughing at? Talking about
somebody just said Pete just sipped his coconut water. That's why he's getting all froggy.
Fired on the coconut water, man.
He's all fired up on his coconut water. Sorry. Yeah.
We got our first entry from one Hank Mollet.
Here it comes. What is he going to send? Here, I can't wait to see this. What is this? Send it. That's Hank right there. Hairy chest and all.
Looking
you
good,
win, Hank. AARP, hottest fireman. There he is.
There he is. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Mama.
That's that.
Oh,
so
and
Thursday we get the boys.
Where the squad was. It's one of the towns in Queens. That's it. Yep. Fantastic.
All right, so it's Thursday night, 8:00. We're gonna have again the legends on the show. So tune into that.
And then the following week, November 4th, we have Mike Dugan. I don't know if we have what we have on the first. Do you have anybody on the first?
Oh, hold on a minute. Stand by.
I think I had somebody lined. I got somebody lined up for the first. Anyways, I got to look.
Nope. It's my mother's birthday. Maybe we'll have her on. We'll have the wife. It's Ellie's birthday, November 1st. Let's have her on. Nope. Mike Dugan the 4th. John O'Connell from SQ3. The Collapse Guru was on the 18th. So far, we got nothing. I think the 8th. I think the 8th is when Louis is away. So that's Pete. We get the Rock show on that day.
I think so.
Yeah. The final episode of The Rock will be on the 8th. And then we'll figure out what we got for the 11th.
Gabe Fox is trying to bring the show around again with a great question, actually. It's not about a leather helmet. He's asking, is there any chance the new drapes in the Refrano household?
I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
I don't know.
That's the Oval Office.
It doesn't really. Yep. If you saw what this room looked like on that side,
it looks like a taxidermist office. It's got like the heads all over the place.
Yeah,
it looks like that scene in The Lost Boys when they first show up.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 heads.
I got a couple of calls out to a couple of Mikey Milner gave me a captain of Rescue 5 because we got to get a couple of Staten Island guys on. And I'm trying to hunt down Vinny Dunn. I have his number. I've been hounding him. We'll see what happens with that. That's who I got in the hopper. That's who I got in the hopper.
In the hopper. All right, good.
That's it. And we got a game show I'm working on in my head. So a couple of laughs. Maybe I'll come out with another stupid wig. Yep. That's all I got. All right. 21 Tuck Tillman. I'll call you tomorrow. Better be important. You know what I'm saying? All right, word. Give us some plugs there, Pete.
Okay. Everyone knows, guys. Woo, that came up fast. iTunes, podcast, Spotify, or iHeartRadio, wherever fine audio podcasts are found, is where you can listen to the audio version of this podcast. Guys, if you're here at youtube.com/Get Insulting Experience, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. We can't grow the show. We can't get more guests. We can't do anything without you guys growing the show with us. You guys are our greatest syndicators. Also, Instagram, guys, at Salty Dog Inc. is where you will find us. Mr. Rafano's out there posting some great photos. Check it out if you're on Instagram. GettingSaltyApparel.com, guys. That's one of the ways we pay the bills around here. Great firefighter apparel, T-shirts, hats, accessories, you name it. It's on there. Go for it. If you guys have a firefighter in your life, buy something for them or for your friends. It's all good. Thanks to everyone in the super chats tonight. Some very generous super chats. Very cool. Guys, remember again to like, subscribe, and share. I can't say it enough. Like, subscribe, and share. Get us out there. and we can make a lot of shows for you. If you're on Facebook, go to the Getting Salty fans page. Lots of good content on there. If you have a question for the show, come up with something interesting. Shoot it to us at gettingsaltyexperience@gmail.com.
Shoot it.
Otherwise, we're going to talk about vaccine mandates from here.
Shoot the jet. Yeah, I can't. We need questions, please.
Questions. All right. And then, guys, also, coopspodcast@gmail.com for all the Cup of Joe and Fuego. There is a new Cup of Joe coming out this Wednesday morning. Some cool videos in there. I really enjoyed them and some cool clips. So, shoot us all your helmet cam footage, your firefighter mustache photos, your hot old lady pics, all this and that. You know the deal by now. And that is all.
Oh, we have a Captain Tardio too. MC hooked me up with a Captain Tardio, so I'll be calling.
There was a super chat in there. Chris was asking if the FDNY recycle badge numbers, and if we ever looked. They do recycle the badge number. They do retire badge numbers. Most of the time, guys kind of transfer it.
My brother had my father's badge.
Right. You could transfer from kid to kid, to your kid. And some people have their grandfather's badge number, which is pretty cool.
I'd like to see who's got mine now. I don't know how to call a badge desk. Maybe know somebody down there. If anybody knows anybody, you know what I'm saying? Down at the badge desk, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you could find that out.
Find out. Why not?
Well, I bought my badge. Does that mean that it's mine now, or that's just a badge? You know what I'm saying? Like
recycling numbers.
I'm not sure.
You bought your badge, you didn't buy your number.
I'm saying maybe I did buy that. Maybe if you don't buy it, it gets recycled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a posing question. We'll have to see.
There you go. Good question.
Do most guys buy their badge?
I didn't.
Not everybody.
Nope.
They're cheap.
Yeah, 20 years. Thank you to Walter Lewis out there for the last moment.
Thank you, Wally.
It's gonna be a crazy night Thursday night. I'm gonna be definitely in the cups. So
I haven't really been drinking. Maybe I might drink.
I might go to some scotch. Who knows what the hell's gonna happen?
I'll bust out the Macallan.
The spiked coconut water.
Never liked you.
Pete's gonna have the spiked coconut water. All right. All right, fellas. Yeah, we'll see you Thursday night. It should be fun.
All right.
Stay low and go.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you at the big one.
Cheers, everybody.